Hey everyone, RogueGold here. Welcome back to the Division 2, and today we've got a video that I'm quite excited for. Now, this video was solely voted on to be made and be brought into existence by you all. I put a poll up the other week asking if you all wanted to see me commentate kind of a live look at a conflict game that I had recently that was super intense. I'll put the scoreboard up on screen here. I ended it with 19 kills and nearly 70 million damage, which might sound like a steamroll, but it was actually a very intense match, one that involved a lot of strategy and decision making on my part at least. And so I put the question to you all in a poll recently, as I said, if you all wanted to see this kind of a video, kind of me analyzing how the match went, the decisions that I made in it, and the overwhelming majority of you said yes, that you did want to see that it would hopefully help you improve in PvP or at least learn something from it. So firstly, I'll say thank you so much to anyone who voted, regardless of what your vote was. I appreciate the input, and now here we are. So I won't waste too much time and we'll get right to it. Again, I sincerely hope that this does help some of you at least learn something about PvP, implement a new moveset, a new tactic, whatever it may be. But yeah, if this does end up helping out, a like would be very appreciated on the video. And if you're not already, click that subscribe button. I got a lot more Division content coming your way, and you won't want to miss out. But for now, let's get to it. Enjoy. All right, so here we go. I am going to pause and play and kind of talk about things as we go. We might do some rewinds if there's any important parts to go over. We'll skip towards when the action begins here. I'm sure people are going to ask about what build I'm using. The link for it is at the top of the description down there, so feel free to check it out. It is the Heartstrike build that I've used in a lot of PvP clips in the past few months. I'll link it at the top corner as well. Here we go. So skirmish game mode, that's the most popular one, at least on the platform I play on, that everyone always does. So 16 respawn pool lives on each side. I push to the right side of the map first here. It's generally a pretty good flank point. My teammate then get hits by a stinger hive, so I know that there's at least one other person chilling right there. So I back up a little bit, try and see if they're going to push up. I can see two teammates going through the middle, so I kind of know where our forces are split to. Then one comes up behind and gets the teammate, presumably from the middle. So I go to take him on. I can see he doesn't have a ton of armor, but I did not know that this second one was going to come from behind there. So now I'm thinking I don't have a lot of great cover. Against two of them, I probably don't have that great of a chance. So I get some stacks there where I build up some bonus armor, and then I decide to retreat. I know I'm going to run into the stinger hive, and previously I was avoiding it to not let them know that's where I was. But I would rather do that than risk facing two of them and potentially die. I then take some cover right here because I know that most likely they're going to come from around that corner, and that's exactly what he just did. And so at this point, I'm just kind of seeing what's happening, right? Seeing if I can take one down. They throw a nade. I back up a little bit. I'm feeling out the team. Of course, at this point, I don't have a great sense of how they play, how they're going to use their builds together or individually. It's early game. That's usually what you do. I can see now there's three, though. They have at least one skill, so there's a lot of forces building up right here. I can't hold against that many. So pretty soon here, I'm going to decide to retreat. And again, the teammate, you can see, just went down. If we go back, I know there's three there because I saw them all. And then as soon as I see the teammate go down in the middle section here, that's when I know that the fourth one is probably right here. So I need to get out, and that's why I choose to go for this other hallway on the side. My thought process at this point is, and obviously there's no radar in conflict, so they can't see exactly where you are until they actually lay their eyes on you. I hide behind this because my thought process is if one runs in, I can probably get some stacks on and take him down. At least get one kill on the board, you know. What I did not anticipate was that this guy was going to be waiting right behind me. So he came in through the middle, and again, I had no idea he was there because there's no radar. So at this point, I'm running low on options. I got three pushing me from over here. I've got this guy right here. And so I'm just trying to do whatever I can to survive. That's why I popped my instant kit. That's what I did right there. So we'll back up real quick just so you can see. So I have one armor kit left, and when I get ambushed like that, you know, it's about all I can do to try and survive is pop that kit, get a little bit of armor back. What you're going to see me do right here is that I know that he can beat me pretty well, even if I try and run to that side. I have an EMP sticky on, so what I'm going to do is try and get a stagger on him, because that is about all I can do to buy myself an extra moment of time to try and get away. So I hip fire it, and the camera was pointed over here, so that's where it lands. And if you listen very closely, I'll stop talking so you'll hear the sound of him getting staggered. So after the of the EMP goes off, you hear the little ch, and that's the sound of if it connects with an enemy and they stagger, that's what it sounds like. So I was successful in that attempt to buy myself more window of opportunity to get away. And after that point, I get right here. Now, the reason you'll see me do this cover to cover is that it gives me some bonus armor from Firewall. That's one of my most like undervalued little perks that Firewall gives, is the bonus armor when doing a cover-to-cover move. So since I have Pestilence stacks on me because I have so many of them coming up from behind, I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get a little bit of extra threshold to maybe survive. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be enough, but that's what I try and do. My Catharsis pop back there, but there's not much I could do. So this was my one death of the entire game. That was the only time I died there at the beginning. But again, hopefully you can kind of get a sense of my thought process when I was trying to escape. I did about everything I could, considering all 4 were on me. But that's what happened there. Now let's, again, skip ahead a little bit, get back towards the action. So what's happening here now is that I can see my 3 teammates are right here. I know I just died there, so that's where pretty much all 4 of the enemies are. I'm thinking what I can maybe do is get a flank around this entire thing through the middle, and because the enemy team is presumably all distracted up front here, maybe I can come from behind, get a kill or 2, and sway the balance back. We just lost a teammate. Then we have one that came up here, but again, I get my stacks on him pretty quick. I figure I can take him down, and so that's what we do. But then I know there's still 3 enemies that are presumably right here. Again, my teammates are dropping, so I know that there's at least some. So I am a little late. You know, my plan was to get there before the teammates went down. That way we could kind of sandwich them in between, hopefully get some kills. So at this point, I don't know how many are waiting for me around this corner. I just know that they've taken out my entire team, which is obviously not good. And there's all 3 right here. So at this point, I'm thinking, what can I really do if all 3 of them are about to rush me? So what I try and do, I put that down, and I'm going to pop an armor kit. And again, same principle here as we just went over. If this pops, that buys me an extra half second, full second of time to get a heal off before they can shoot me because it'll stagger them. So that's my thought process. I think I missed on this guy. I did. I did hit someone else. So he starts laying into me while I'm just finishing up my armor kit application. What I do here then, because I know he's about to deal a lot of damage, I have about maximum protection right now. What I just did was I finished the Firewall armor kit, so I have 10 seconds where it's going to heal me, what is it, like 20% of your armor per second. I pop my Defender drone, which gives me an extra like 10 to 15% damage reduction, and I'm pulsed him. And again, this build uses Heartbreaker, and I'm building up bonus armor every shot I hit. So that's about, I'll back up just so you can see it, that's about maximum protection I can build in a 1v1 scenario. And because there's so many people right here, that's what I thought to do. So you'll see what happens when I have all of those buffs active. I'm able to tank his stuff, even though he has like half Umber stacks with the Pestilence. We're able to tank it, take him down. I know this guy is low armor. It's this guy right here, and I had seen that armor bar before, so I know that he doesn't have a lot to hold out with. So I decided to take the 1v there, take him down. Now we have 2 down, and we have 1 more there, but I'm still doing pretty well in armor. This guy then starts getting revived, and with the Reviver Hive buff in TU20 and Project Resolve, you pretty much have to focus these very intently if you want to make sure to not let them get revived with full armor, because that's what happens in conflict. So as soon as I see this, I go to finish him off. And now I back up a little bit because, very next important point here, I know the boost is behind me. I think that was there even before I pushed up to this spot. But what happens, it gives you an audible and a visual indicator, is that they're now claiming it. The one guy that I killed over here is a respawn. He's come back and he's now claiming the boost. So this puts me in a bad spot because I'm facing someone right here and they're about to get some huge boost either in survivability or damage from this. And then even if I were to stay and try and fight that, then I have someone here who's pushing up on me within seconds. So my thought is let me reposition, see what I can do. They grab it, they get the armor boost, so at least it's not full damage. I'm not worried about, you know, getting beamed in like half a second. It's still not good though because I have someone coming from behind. He tries to go and revive this guy. I say no thanks. I shut that down. But I now know there's someone coming from back here who just grabbed that boost. And if we back up, we'll see. I know all of my teammates have respawned and one's climbing over the fence right now, so I leave him to them. I'm sure they can take him on 3v1. I now focus my attention to whoever is over here. I have not spotted him yet. I just know that he's going to be somewhere because he claimed that. So my guess is that he's behind this. But again, I haven't seen him yet, so I'm not sure. That's why I'm kind of checking my corners here. I'm not 100% sure where he's going to be. But I did see, I think there's a little flash of him and he threw that hive. I am able to find him, to get my stacks up, and because this build is just so proficient in 1v1s, I am able to go through the armor boost they had and take him down. So now at this point, we've just taken him out. Again, the one guy that I was fighting, I left to the 3 teammates, so he's probably going to go down soon. And my thought process is the 2 that I killed have respawned, clearly they're alive, and they're probably going to be coming back through this lane right here. And so if there's any way that I can then take on both of them, get 2 more kills on the board, That's going to help everybody. So I can see that there's one hiding on that, or watching that corner right there. Obviously this guy's peeking around. A little bit of potato aim right there. I popped an instant kit. I probably also could have gotten into cover and popped the full kit for more of a benefit, but we did it anyway. I staggered him, and I'm just trying to take him down. He barely gets away with any of his life, but then the teammates come in from the middle. They're able to cross shoot, give me an assist, so we get that one down, and then we're in a pretty good spot. But I did not know that there was someone going to push from here. Again, there's no radar, so you can't really predict these things. But once I know he's there, I turn on him. Again, I'm able to get the stacks up pretty quick, and thankfully take him out. But you always got to be ready for those kind of unpredictable attacks that you're not ready for. I just saw a teammate die in the middle here, so I'm assuming that they have some people pushing up from one way or the other. I know one was in that hall because I just saw him shooting something back here. I see that there's a hive up. I saved some ammo. I just swapped my secondary to shoot it. Because that was there, I'm assuming there's someone up here. I don't think I ever find them, though, so I don't know where that hive came from, but that's kind of my thought process, is probably someone up here through that. But again, I never lay eyes on them. Then I can see there's a bunch here, though. I just saw one take cover right there. I can see a guy running up here. And my whole team is in the middle, so that we're kind of preparing for a big engagement here. I'm able to take him down because he has low armor. Again, that guy has no... I don't think he saw me at all. So my plan is to shoot him from the side. I don't think I knew all three were there, though. So I get some shots in. I have my pulse on him so I can start building stacks. And again, I do the little stagger tactic to get some free damage window. And that's exactly what I do. I take him out pretty quickly. I am taking a lot of heat from those hives, and there's still two more of them back there. So I retreat a little bit to pop my last armor kit and go in for that final engagement. So there's still a hive, but because I have all that healing, I'm willing to take the heat. Building up stacks on that one. Basically just trying to do whatever I can to take these two down. We get that one. Probably should have swapped to my carbine there, but we're going to take out that turret real quick. That's when I swap, just because we have all of our teammates, so we're probably going to get this guy either way, so I go to save some ammo by switching to the carbine. And we take that one out. So we now wiped all the ones that we had there. We obviously have one coming back from spawn that's holding that corner. What I've realized, though, is that the specialization drop has arrived. And our teammate is also getting hit by someone. And obviously he just died. And so my thought is, they're claiming this. If I can clear this corner, I'll have a direct line of sight to where that is. And I can then shoot whoever's on it to delay them picking it up and hopefully knock them off it. Even though they're all technician, which isn't like the most potent spec weapon, if you can avoid giving the team specialization ammo, that is the preferred way to do it. So that's why I pull out the carbine, because this is better at range. I know I can hit him as soon as that comes up, and that's exactly what I do. Luckily, it was the guy with low armor, so I'm able to take him down really quick. Now, what I didn't know was that there was someone hiding right here. Again, you got no radar, so how are you going to know? I was going in to claim it. That's why you see my character like briefly pause there, because I was holding X. I'm getting low armor, so I got to do something quick to counteract this. That's why I try and get away. I popped the instant kit. My catharsis heal popped, so I'm standing in that for a second to get a bit more healing. I did that to try and stagger him out. He already was running that way, though, so it misses him. I saw him go in with half armor, so I'm pretty confident that I can get him, given this build is, like I said, very proficient at 1v1s. So I go for the face tank, and I'm luckily able to get him there. No one got the spec drop, but that's better than the enemy getting it, so I'm perfectly happy with that outcome, especially with me getting 2 kills out of it. And then we kind of just move back towards the team to see what's going on in the main fights. Again, I'm using my secondary there to not waste ammo on the primary, getting the turret. We just got a few up in the middle. I'm playing more passively right now. We're just kind of waiting and seeing what they're going to do. I don't have any kits, so I don't want to make any crazy plays that I can't necessarily back up. They just beam my teammate from there. So that kind of forces me to fall back, because I don't really have too many options left to rely on. I don't know where this guy was going. I guess he was going to pull a big flank, but look, I was in the right place at the right time to shoot him. Now, he goes behind this to pop an armor kit. That's typically what you do. You try and break line of sight. I know I can't make it there in time to shoot him before he's going to get that off, and then he could potentially turn around and burn me. So I shoot that because, once again, the only way I can with how far I am, the only thing I can do to prevent that is to stagger him out of the animation. I pop it. Again, you heard that sound. That's how you know it works. I'll play it one more time without talking. I stagger him out of it, and I'm able to get him before he gets any armor. So that ended up being an easy kill again because I stopped him before he could get the armor. At this point, I've got no kits. I'm half armor, and like 3 of them are pushing that high ground. So I back up because I know there's not much I can do, at least without the team, but they're all here now. I throw out that kind of suppressive grenade. And again, I'm just kind of holding, seeing what kind of play we can make. Teammate then goes down. Luckily, I can sit right here and get him, and he has this stone here to break line of sight so they can't shoot him. They try and move in on that, though, which is the right thing to do. Again, they're trying to shoot, but they can't see him. They do throw this hive, though, and at this point, again, I don't have much armor left. I have no kits, so I try and get out of that radius. I think maybe I can flank around here. Problem is they have a guy closing down this lane as well. So at this point, I'm kind of in a bind. We've got a hive right here. We've got at least 2 of their teammates there. And we've got a guy watching the middle that I can't really push up on. Plus the teammate just went down again. So at this point, my real only option is to back up, get out of there. And my thought now, again, I don't have much resources left to fight that. I'm not great at range. This build isn't. And so to try and fight them from this hallway might not be the best. But if there's a boost up, and if they're all distracted fighting my team here, my thought is maybe I can get to the boost, pop it, buff on my teammates that way. And then maybe they have a chance to take them out. What I didn't know is they were going to have a guy back there claiming it. But again, at this point, I don't have much of a choice. I'm just going to try and go fight him. I did get my armor regen back because we left combat. So that was nice. And so that's my thought, is maybe I can get this one guy who claimed it. He was sitting there in his menu, which you never do, by the way. In PvP, you never know what's going to happen. So now it's just a thought of, can I take him on while he has the armor boost? And we're going to find out. This was the 1v1 that went sideways for many reasons. But he pulls out a shield. Typically, you don't want to use shields in PvP unless you have a very specific reason to, because if you break them, you get a big confused debuff on you. So that's why I shoot it first, to break up his aiming like that. He does have the Ouroboros, though, so we kind of trade that status effect back and forth like 10 times. It was kind of funny. What I don't realize, and I'm going to soon, is that I'm almost out of ammo. And the Ouroboros chews through ammo. And he still has a lot of armor. So we're going. I'm thinking I can just keep shooting. And then I realized out of ammo. And so then I'm going to have to switch to the carbine, which is fine. It's a great weapon. But again, it's just not... The Ouroboros is meant to be that up-close and personal killer. Luckily, I am still able to get the pulse off, get a lot of stacks on. Once again, he pulls out the shield, and I break it to give him the confuse. And I'm able to take him down. Now, at this point in time, some people I'm sure will call this a scumbag move that I made. Our team has no lives left. If any of us die, we're done. We're not coming back. These 3 I know are at spawn because I can't see their names. That means they're far away, and the only further place on this map is back here in spawn. So my best guess is that they're being spawn camped by the 3 others that I left them with previously. So then my thought process is they only have 2 lives left, and I know one of them I just killed is going to be coming from right here. If I can take him out twice, then the playing field is even, right? There's no respawns left on either team. And again, they just all died, so I know for sure that they're being spawn camped, or that they're just dying over in the spawn area. So even though it sucks to lock someone down in their spawn, that's kind of my thought process is my only real chance to come back from this, because they're both dead, they're not coming back, is to get rid of the respawns and then hopefully take them on one by one. So this guy comes back. I don't know what he was doing to just run in a straight line, but we took him out there. Now they only have 1 respawn left. Again, I'll skip ahead a little bit. I wait for him again, and you'll see the same thing happen. He comes back out of spawn. I take him on one more time. Again, I know all 3 are still over in our spawn, way on the other side of the map, so I'm not worried about them arriving yet. And that's why I'm able to take him out one more time. Now, I do know that he's going to spawn right here, and I could potentially camp him, but the others have no one left to fight. They've cleared the other side, and they're coming my way. That's what I know. So I get rid of the drone, because that's a very easy way to identify where you are by audio cue if someone's listening for it. So I disable that to try and be as stealthy as possible. I move out of the spawn zone. I see that the spec drop is coming in, so that's kind of my thought process is let's go check that out. Maybe I can camp it and wait for somebody to try and claim it. What I don't know is that there's going to be a guy right there. Luckily, it was the guy with low armor, so I'm able to take him out by surprise pretty quick. At this point, if you don't know what these symbols mean, by the way, The X means that someone is going to respawn and come back. The skull means they're dead for good. There's no respawn. So my entire team is not coming back, and then they're going to have 3 people left on their team. So at this point, I'm thinking I just need to try and isolate as many of them as possible, get a 1v1 in. Hopefully I can win it, and that's my best chance for winning the game. So the spec drop is over here. I'm thinking let's go watch over it, but then I see this guy right here. And while I don't know for certain that he is alone, there could have been someone back over here that I didn't see. I kind of take the risk. I'm like, let's try and take him on before it is a 1v2 or 1v3 scenario. Luckily, I'm able to build my stacks up, and we take him out right there. Now it's a 1v2 left in the game. Me and those 2 other people. Again, I'm thinking let's go try and look at the spectra, make sure no one's claiming it. Again, there is another one of the guys. And so I take him on because I got my Ouroboros ammo back. We take him out without too much trouble. And now it's sudden death, which I'll stop talking after this so you can hear it. It plays some cool music. You don't often see matches get to this point, but it means that there's 1 person left on each team. Obviously, he was just shooting me right there, so I know where he is. I have full stack, so I'm not too worried. I'm going to push him pretty aggressively, but I will let this play, and yeah. Okay, I'm sorry again. Just to explain what I was doing there, the one little tactic I tried. I know he went back here to pop a kit, so again, my thought process is let me try and disrupt that by getting the stagger off from the sticky. It fell a little short. I don't think this even cleared the back wall, but that's why I shot it. That was my intention, was to try and get him out of the armor kit heal. Then we find him, and we're able to take him down and claim the win right there. And there you have it, folks. That was a look at the conflict game I had recently that was very intense, very fun. GG's, by the way, to anybody who was in that match. I'm sure they're not watching this, but it was very intense. Made me, stay on my toes, made me think. That's why I wanted to bring this, because it was a very fun video. Again, one that I thought I had to employ a lot of strategy to hopefully overcome the obstacles. And so, once more, I very much hope that anybody who was trying to get more into PvP learned something from this video. Hopefully, can take it and do something with it. That's the whole goal at the end of the day. But my friends, that is going to do it for this one. If you have any questions about anything that went on in the conflict game, any specific tactic or strategy choices that I made that you want more details on, feel free to ask about it, or anything else you might be wondering. I'll do my best as always to respond to everybody that I can. That's going to do it for me, folks. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Ow.